All right, welcome into episode 48 of the Avetts and Beyond. We're going to call this the Christmas episode, I guess, because it's the last episode of the year and the last one before Christmas. And I have a special guest joining me today. Uh, newly, I don't want, newly minted superstar. I guess we could say something like that. This guy is third appearance on the show, first time since putting out his debut single on all the music platforms out there. Cody Gentry back again. Cody, thanks so much for coming on with me today. And I know you've had
Dude,
a long day, so I really appreciate it.
no, I love coming on here. It's my
That's
favorite place to be.
awesome. I love hearing that. So the new single "High as a Pine" came out last week. I don't know if I was probably not the first person to play it on. Maybe I was the first person to play it on a show because it was the day that it came out. I probably was the first person that downloaded it because I waited up till midnight and actually got it right when it popped up on Spotify. So big fan.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
What's what's the whole
I
thing
think
been like since it came out?
it's been amazing. And I think you are the first person to download it. Probably I mean, definitely the first person to play it on a show.
Yeah,
I did stay up until midnight just to make sure, it was actually streaming and everything went according to plan because
right.
typically my wife does a lot of the IT kind of computer work, and I did this on my own this time, so
Oh
I
man.
wasn't really I wasn't too confident in my abilities, but
Yeah, that
everything worked out.
that's scary because I remember our previous conversations about you and the technology and all that stuff. So she
I
left
know
you in charge of all of it and it actually worked out.
it did. Yeah,
That's good.
I know. It's CodyGentryMusic.com.
Wow.
I'm getting there on all the IT.
I remember that was a struggle last time when
I
when we asked you the website.
I got AirPods in. It's connected to my phone somehow through magic,
And
so
you did
I'm
that all by
catching up,
yourself.
Todd.
Wow.
No, you know,
Big
I
time.
don't know, Todd. We're
Big
doing it.
time. So today, you actually started today in my home state. You started in New York. Not you were in the city, but about 4.5 hours from me. But you started the day in New York, and now you're back home in Piedmont, South Carolina. Tell me about this day because it's late right now. We're like late night recording. You have to be absolutely dying right now and ready to go to bed, but you're still nice enough to come on my show.
No, it's I've been looking forward to this for days now. So, yeah, we just went on a trip with my family, my aunts and cousins and mom. They'd never been in New York before, so we went up and showed them around, and we all kind of left at separate times. And um, yeah, today it was a fun day. We got to the airport, everything was fine, and then, you know, I'm not gonna trash 85, Interstate 85, because I don't know how many people actually know about Interstate 85, but at one point it was a one lane
Oh,
interstate,
that's
and
probably not a good thing.
yeah, but the good thing is I got in at 9:59
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
transition 10 o'clock. Here I am. So
Like literally, you literally just walked in the door as I started recording and you
yeah, I haven't taken my shoes off yet. So
wow. That's a long day. So New York City at Christmas time is cool. You have you been here or been up there for the for Christmas time before?
yeah,
You have. Okay.
we used to do it every year,
Oh, okay. So you're an old
and
pro.
then we had kids, and now
Yeah.
I get to see it through the eyes of the kids, which is really cool.
What did
So
they think of like Rockefeller Center and that
I
giant
mean,
tree and just were they just in awe of it?
yeah, and I'm still in all of it. It's you get up there and it's massive, and you're fighting through crowds, but it's like you kind of want to get mad about the crowds until you actually see New York, and it's like, oh, this is, yeah, I get it.
Just the way it is 24/7.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just got back from Las Vegas. I traveled for work, and this was like I'm 47 years old. I'm like old enough to be your father, but this was like the most grown-up thing I've ever done in my life. Like I went by myself, traveled, flew by myself, and found my way to where we were going and everywhere all by myself, and actually traveled back home by myself without any issues. And everyone said I was going to get lost and there was going to be issues and problems and but I did it all by myself. So I'm officially a grown up now. Have you traveled now? Just thinking of the day that you've had, have you traveled by yourself? You must have at some point.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a good bit of it, and I love it. Like it's so fun. I was kind of thinking about this earlier. Whenever I have the opportunity to like do an adventure, like go on an adventure, I'm just a kid again. I'm like, yeah, let's go somewhere. Let's get lost for a little bit, and
Right.
then figure it out.
It was actually kind of fun I was scared because I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I've never traveled by myself anywhere.
Yeah,
And to get on that first plane and then get there, find my gate, and I'm like, all right, I got this. And I actually had like, I mean, I was there for work, so it wasn't a lot of fun. But the times that I had free, like, have you been to Vegas before?
no,
Vegas
no,
is insane. It's so much fun. Like Fremont Street, if you look it up,
yeah,
it's
I'll look it up.
it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I wish I had people there with me that I could have enjoyed it with more, but it was still fun to do and get to do whatever I wanted. I didn't have to follow a pack of people because normally
Yeah,
there's 9 of us that travel. Like we'll go to Disney or something and spend 2 weeks, and it's just exhausting by the end. But it was kind of exhilarating to actually make it back home alive by myself.
yeah,
So, uh, New York to South Carolina in one day. What time did you start this morning?
6:30.
Oof.
So
So
I got
your kids are young.
yeah,
Did they sleep at
yeah.
all on the plane?
Uh, no, not really. They slept in the car ride home while I was driving. So
Oh, did you
we're,
drive?
we're
You drove? You didn't.
no, we flew and then we flew into Charlotte. So we
Oh,
kind of
okay.
just got stuck in traffic outside of Charlotte.
So
So
they slept in the car though. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they're good.
that's awesome. So Christmas is coming. You got your first single out there. Let's talk about that a little bit. That whole experience, I know you were super stoked about getting your music out there, and it
Yeah.
took a while to get out, but once it did and you saw it was streaming and everything worked out, what did all that feel like? Just the people like showering you with love, I guess you could say. How did that feel? How did that all work out for you?
Yeah, it was you always have an idea of what you want,
Yeah.
and like kind of how it goes. Um but when I went into this, I had no idea how much support and how like overwhelming amount of people just reaching out to me on social media or text or calling, um just saying like, hey, I love this, and even if they're lying and they just want to support me, that's fine too, because it was awesome. So no,
Song's
it's
great. They're
thanks,
not
man.
lying when they say it. It's a great song.
Thank you.
You
Yeah, it's
are
a
super talented, and I hope you stay as humble as you are because the talent you have is crazy, man. It's really,
well,
really
thank
something.
you.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
thank you.
and I'm not just telling you that because you came straight on the, the show with me off of an airplane or out of a car.
Yeah, if
But
if 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 you said it was mediocre, it might hurt my
yeah, it
feelings
was,
a little bit,
that
but
song was okay. Maybe you'll do better the next time, but
you know what? Maybe I do need to sleep, Todd. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No, I
Um,
appreciate you saying that. It's been really interesting to see how my brothers handled it too, because my brother,
yeah.
kind of a background on the song. We kind of so I had the idea of the chorus,
Hmm.
and I was just messing around with it. And my brother and I took a trip to West Virginia, to actually play on a podcast up there. And we started kind of kicking around different lines and stuff, but nothing ever really came of it. We came back from the trip and we had there, there were a few good lines. But it was more things, fun things to do when you're in a car driving to West Virginia when there's nothing else around. But I got home and I didn't really like the way it was formatted, so it was just all the editing and revision, and that's kind of what came out. And he actually sings on the single. He sings on it. He does all the harmonies.
Oh, nice.
So when you're hearing the chorus, you'll hear him in it, and
What is
he's.
is he like what's his feelings about this whole thing right now that he's on your song?
I mean, he loves it. I don't know. He's always been like my best friend, besides my my wife, and
Right.
but he's just like, I think he just feels kind of the same way I do, that it's so special to us, that it's something that we kind of worked on, and he saw it in its infancy,
Right.
and now it's completely full circle, and everything's done, and he's stoked about it.
His name's right there on
Uh,
the liner notes, and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
always going to be a
he
part
gets
of
all
that
that.
first song. That's pretty cool that you guys have that together. Now he recorded more with you, didn't he, for the rest of the album?
So he only did this
Oh,
song.
he did. I thought he did more. Okay.
So I have a cousin, and she sang on another one, and then there's another background. Actually, ended up being three background vocalists: my brother, my cousin, and Kristen Rogers, who's the background vocalist for Hosier.
Oh, okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
so
Your
good
cousin's got an amazing
diversity.
voice too. You guys are talented family.
She's she's incredible. Yeah, it all just kind of blossomed up. She's been talented her entire life, but it took me failing at just about everything else to realize that I have something good to
Oh, geez.
offer.
I don't buy that for 1 second. I don't buy that. But so when can we talk about the rest of the album more? I know we've kind of
Yeah, I would
hinted at
love
stuff.
to.
What tell me about it. What are the other
So,
songs? Can you sing any? We're not gonna make you sing now though. We already kind of covered that. But yeah, tell me about it.
well, the thing that when you asked about talking about the entire album, I was really excited to do it because, like, this song coming out, "High as a Pine," it's a good song, but it's not the full vision of the album.
Mm,
So, I always had hesitations about putting out singles, but that's what you have to do.
hmm.
Um,
Well, you gotta start somewhere,
because
right?
yeah, and like I like in my mind, I created this whole album as a singular thing. So kind of picking it apart
It can't be
kind of got
easy.
on my nerves a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I realized that it was kind of a necessary evil, because the album is so, every song is diverse.
Mm,
It goes through swells, basically. There's tension and release, and it's just the entire thing. So I guess I'll talk about um, a little bit of how it all came together,
sure.
when I talk about all the songs. So there's a song on there called Mountaineer, and it's a song that I wrote during COVID.
Love it. You've played it on my show before.
Yeah, yeah. So Mountaineer, I wrote it, and I said, yeah, this song is a really is a song that would fit into a project that I want to make.
Yeah.
So when I started kind of gathering songs, it was mostly around a song called Mountaineer, and then one called Foothills of My Father, which my cousin sings on. Um, so what I wanted to do is kind of show, give kind of an audio representation of kind of where we're from, and just like stories, everything that I've heard, things that I've created, but that just kind of fit the narrative of where we're from, which is kind of in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, which used to be kind of a textile town.
Mm.
And now everything has kind of shifted into the outskirts of bigger cities and brought in a lot bigger things. So it's kind of a whole morph of coming of age while being in a place that is changing. So it's it I think it turned out really, really well as far as like what I wanted to express,
Mhm.
which is pretty tough to do, or tough to show on one single,
Right.
when you're talking about it. But I mean, some of these songs on here, um, that just came together. I think we talked about it a little bit before, but there's a song on there that just squeaked in at the buzzer when I was giving all my songs. It's called "Last Cruise of the Coral Sea," um, and the Coral Sea was the ship that my dad was on before he got out of the Navy. So it's a really, really personal song,
Oh
but
wow.
the song rocks so hard, Todd.
Hmm.
It's just it's a really good, it kind of like a Dire Straits
Really?
guitar in there. Yeah. So
Whoa.
when I say that, this, because you think about it, you think of High as a Pine and you've heard it, and then you think of this, you're
Yeah.
like, how does all that go together? That's the album. That's what I'm excited about. How it can start off. Like this entire album starts out with a song called Junior, and it starts out guns blazing,
Okay.
literally, and then
I was thinking
it
you
just
start
kind of,
soft, but no, you started
I start
rocking.
I yeah, I start big, and then it goes down. It's a roller coaster all the way
That's
through.
great though. I love that.
I think it turned out really, really well.
I've gotten to
As
hear
far
some
as,
of, I gotta say, I've gotten to hear some of the songs, if I'm allowed to say that. And
sure,
what
yeah.
I've heard is spectacular. Again, not just saying that. It's really, really good stuff. And do you know when the whole thing's gonna get released, or are you gonna do single by single a little bit,
I'm
or
gonna
how's that
so
gonna
the
work?
plan is now I'm probably going to do 3 singles.
Okay.
And then after the second single, I'll release the date of the album. I don't know if I've said the album name on here, but it's called Blue Ridge Gold.
No, I haven't even heard that. So that's the
Yeah,
first time I've heard Blue Ridge Gold. I like it.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
There's a line in Foothills of My Father, and it says, "The freeze that slows the streams turns the Blue Ridge gold."
Hmm.
So the album, I mean,
Man, you
the
just
whole
gave me
thing just kind of,
goosebumps. You gave me
thanks.
goosebumps. That's great. I love
So
it.
the whole thing kind of it fit together so perfectly. So
I can't wait for this to come out. I think, the Avett family that you're a part of now,
yeah,
they've kind of embraced you a little bit. I think
I love
being
those
being on
people.
this show and spreading the word, it's done a little something, I think, to make people more aware, at least, in this group. And that helps. I'm gonna tell you, it helps. Every
I
little
know,
bit helps.
yeah, and I consider myself a reject as well.
You are a
So
reject, yes.
we're all in it together.
I got my
But
hat on
yeah,
tonight too.
I love it. That's a great hat. Yeah, I mean, as far as like a fan base, I don't know if there's a more supportive fan
Th-
base that has been
They're amazing.
absolutely sweet to me. Yeah, they've been
With
great.
between David Childers and you and everyone else that's tied with the Avett family, the Bernie sisters, it's
Yeah.
like just one big family and everyone supports. And I'm telling you, when that music comes out, that whole album comes out, there's gonna be a lot of folks in the Avett community that are gonna be listening to it, and
Well,
they
I hope so.
they
That'd
know
be
you,
great.
they love your music, and we're all excited for it. But I can't wait for that to come out. I love Blue Ridge Gold. I like
Blue
that.
Ridge Gold.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
it.
So you got the album cover all figured out and all
I
that stuff?
do. Yeah.
We haven't seen
Yeah.
that yet, right? You're gonna save that
No,
soon.
and I actually I got, photos taken by a wonderful photographer. Um that just happens to be one of my friends. So
That's always nice.
got yeah, it's fantastic. And then, I just messed around with how I wanted it to look, and I finally hit it. And when I hit it, I knew, and I just kind of kept it rolling. But as far as like, as far as the album went, I would like to say that I have an amazing group of just like 2 to 3 people, my wife, my brother, um, and my mom as well, where I was talking about the songs, like where they should fit and how they should go, and lovingly, because they know me so well and I know their good intentions. They were vetoing songs like
Wow.
left and right for this album, and it kind of helped me kind of sit back and realize, like, okay, this is how I see it, this is how they see it. Let's kind of merge this together
Right.
and figure out, general consensus. And then, I wrote songs that I had no idea were going to be on there. High as a Pine is one of them.
No clue. You
Just
said, I remember
I had
when
no clue.
we talked about you at the recording sessions and how this stuff just came out of you, that you weren't even planning on happening with a bunch of these songs.
Yeah.
What an experience You know, that had to be too. It's like you didn't even know what was gonna happen. It just came pouring out of you.
Yeah, and shout out to Dean Miller,
Mm,
the producer, and all of the studio musicians. I mean, they just created an entire atmosphere to really let everything creative just pour in and you know, get it on tape.
You know, it's great that your family was the way they were. I think, like, not just, oh, every song's great, you do whatever you want. They were actually constructively criticizing and, you know, making sure that you did the right thing and you guys all came to a consensus. That's a great way to go about it, I think.
Yeah, I think it worked out really well. And now it's kind of shifted, not the way I write songs, but the way that I have started to, I guess, formulate instead
Mhm.
of like like before I was just a creator. You know, I was
Right.
just writing songs, writing songs, writing songs, and then wherever these things I could piece together made Blue Ridge Gold, and there we go. But now I'm starting to think of, you know, I'm now writing for a purpose of a second album.
Right, sure.
So even though I have songs, I already have kind of a concept of what I want the second album to look like right now in its infancy, before this first album comes
Right.
out.
You've gotten to work
So
with so many super creative people. I think it's hard to go about it the old way because you worked with these people and you did what you did, and that's just your way to do it now. Like,
yeah, and it started to kind of open up creative doors. You know,
right.
I started writing in a different way now. And I've started playing. I mean, my son started taking piano lessons,
No
so I was like,
kidding.
I'm gonna start learning piano again.
Let's
And
go.
you
Nice.
know, I'm just trying to do a little bit more and, you know,
I
get
could
it going.
hear your voice just with a piano, like a little ballad. That would be nice.
You
If
know,
it works, what are you just like up to chopsticks right now, or are you playing something beyond that?
you know,
I can play
I
chopsticks
can
for you.
I can play some chords. I can
Yeah.
play some, you know, some, you know, little lines in chords. Um, I don't know if
Gotcha.
it's me or the piano that's out of key when I'm singing, but I think somebody needs to look at the keyboard
Yeah,
because
it's the piano.
yeah, something happened with it. It
So
got kicked
how
or
old's your
something.
son now?
So he is 6.
Okay. So that's like the
And
perfect age to start.
oh my gosh, yeah, and he's really excited that my music is finally on streaming services
That's yeah, well,
because he's
yeah.
like he woke up on Friday and was like, "Alexa, play High as a Pine." It's like the coolest thing in the world to him, you know, that I'm on the internet now. So
Yeah, one thing about Spotify is there is another Cody Gentry on there. And
how about that? Yeah,
we gotta get him off of there because he only has like
you know,
11 followers, man. You got
you know, it's funny when I started thinking about kind of my career, I thought of people that I would be kind of competing with, if you will, like main spots. I never thought I'd be competing with someone named Cody Gentry.
yeah, I don't think you guys are in the same category of music and or talent, but
It's
hey,
like when
there's
you're
another Cody Gentry out there.
it's like the Mortal Kombat when you're fighting the same person when both of you are the same.
Re-
You're just yeah.
Maybe you should reach out to him and like you do a duet or something like that.
We're
Like
gonna join forces.
the
Yeah,
Cody Gentrys or something
we're
like that.
going. Yeah, we're going to the Cody Gentry duo.
See, now you know Dan Zlotnick now. I've like kind of
Yeah,
introduced you guys to each other. You guys got to perform together someday because you would complement each other amazing. I'm just saying, we're gonna make that happen
yeah.
someday.
I'd love to do that.
There is another Dan Zlotnick out there too.
No
So
way.
we could do like the Cody Gentrys and the Dan Zlotnicks. And you only think
I
that's
love
funny
that.
because you're super overtired right now.
Well, no, we're gonna do Battle of the Bands.
Yeah,
It's
right.
gonna be me, Dan Zlotnick, and then the other Dan and the other Cody, and
And we're
we're
gonna
gonna
introduce you guys and be like, wait, that's not the Cody Gentry and Dan Zlotnick we know. That's the other ones. Uh,
do a whole alternate universe. It's gonna be
but
good.
yeah, we gotta get you and Dan together because I don't know if you
Absolutely.
listen to his music, man, he is super
Is
talented.
he based out of New York?
Yeah, he's downstate near New York City. What's the Somers, New York? I think it's right outside the city. So
Good to know. Six
yeah,
days
yeah,
ago.
you were just there. He could have come over and said hi, but that's okay. I don't think he knew you were there.
That's all right. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to hook you guys up someday. All right, so
absolutely. I'd love
Christmas
to.
is just a few days away. What tell me, do you guys do anything special at home or just hang out as a family or what do you do?
Yeah, we just get together with family. It's kind of transformed into a whole little tradition now where I'll go to my brother's on Christmas Eve,
Mhm.
and then the entire family comes over on Christmas Day to my house, and aunts, cousins, mom, everybody. So
So there'll be music played, I'm sure, singing, a lot of fun,
probably,
a
yeah,
lot of kids
probably a
running
good bit of
around.
that. Yep,
So,
probably some tears. Yeah.
when the yeah, when right, of course. When the album actually comes out and you have like physical copies of the CD, will that be everyone's Christmas present that year? Because it won't be this year, obviously, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Well, there
but like everybody's getting t-shirts now,
yeah, right.
Everybody's getting t-shirts.
We need the Blue Ridge Gold t-shirts though. That'll be coming too.
Sweet.
That'll be
Yeah,
coming. So,
absolutely.
will there be vinyl? I asked you that a long time ago and you had no clue back then.
Yeah, yeah,
There
there's gonna
will
be
be?
vinyl. Yeah.
Okay, mark me down for one of those. I gotta get one of those.
Deal. I
I
got you for
gotta
two.
get
Yeah.
gotta get one of those. That's a must-have. That is very cool. That's exciting though, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. I'm gonna start by ordering the minimum, so I'm gonna make sure that you get at least 3 copies.
3?
So,
Oh, man.
yeah, I gotta
Can I
sell these things somehow.
ooh, can I will take 3 and I'll give one away on the show or something like that.
Huge. Huge. You all heard it here first.
Yeah, signed copy? Will you sign them
I'll
for me?
sign it. Yeah, you sign it too.
Wow, I don't know about that. That might ruin the value.
No.
But that's
That's a
great.
one of one.
That would be a one of one, I would assume. So, all right, maybe we'll do that. But when is all that gonna happen? Do you have any clue on that yet?
Yeah, it'll be early early next year.
That's
Realistically,
soon.
I'm looking somewhere around March or April.
Okay,
So
that's cool. That's cool. All
things
right.
things are in the works that have started progressing. So I'm excited about it.
That's exciting stuff. That's fun stuff right there.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
super
physical
cool.
copies is like the coolest.
Man, your kids, he's gonna be like going to school with a record, being like, "This is my dad."
Yeah.
This is
Which
my
is
dad.
I don't know if it's as cool as me carrying around a Bon Jovi CD in 4th grade, but
Oh,
I was proud of it.
Is Bon Jovi your dad?
But yeah, it could be.
Ooh, that'd
Could
be
be.
wow. He really could be, I guess, right?
Who
Uh,
knows?
John Bon Jovi and I have the same birthday. Just throwing that out there.
Right.
March 2nd. Yeah.
Mine's Mr. T. So
Mr. T, nice.
yeah,
When's your
yeah.
birthday?
We both May 21st.
That's my wife's birthday.
Pity our fools.
Wow. That's bizarre.
Yeah,
I gotta tell
we
her that
pity
one.
the fools.
That's pretty cool. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Oh, you're gonna sing a song for us. Not now. We're gonna have a recording of it and play it at the end of the episode. You're gonna do a Christmas song for us, right? Do you know what you're gonna play yet, or did you not
Yeah.
even think
So
about that?
one of probably my favorite Christmas song right now is a John Prine song. Go figure. But it's
Right.
called "Silent Night All Day Long."
Nice. All right.
So it's a beautiful, really simple Christmas song, but it gets me in the Christmas spirit, and I hope it does to you too.
Very cool, and it definitely will. And if it's okay with you, can I post that on YouTube as well?
Yeah, of
You're gonna send me a video.
course.
No, don't promote my, my
No,
music.
no, don't share it with anyone, Todd. Is this recording?
Oh
Probably
yeah,
haven't
whoops.
been recording, right?
Sorry about that. So I'm looking at Spotify and it says Americana. Do you like that name Americana associated with your music? Do you consider yourself country? Because Americana is such a weird genre because it's like not one thing. Can
Yeah,
you
that's a
even
good question.
describe that?
So, okay, so this is where it kind of gets weird. Um, because Americana is that kind of catch-all.
Yeah, it is a catch-all.
Um,
That's exactly it. It's like everything.
so it's really funny because people who I've shared my music with, I'll say, "Okay, what do you think I am?" And I'll let them listen to High as a Pine, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh, well, you're country,"
Right.
and I'm like, "Okay, well, listen to let's take a song of mine called Sands of Tampico. Let's what do you think now? And they're like, I don't know. So I say Americana because there's no other thing to call it.
Right.
And I don't like it.
Country slash Americana. You can't even say that though, because country is part of Americana.
Yeah. I like the term. I know that there's some, especially now everybody wants to hate on everything. So negative connotations with everything. But,
Right.
if my whole thing is I'm going to get in where I fit in. So if Americana, wants me, I'll be Americana.
Right.
If country wants me, I'm country. I don't care.
Just put your music out there. It's great. People are gonna love it, and you're gonna go places. That's the bottom
Thanks,
line.
Todd.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Please go get some sleep. Uh,
I'll try.
I'm sure
Just
you're
because you said so.
very yeah, of course. You're very much looking forward to taking your shoes off and putting some jammies on and snuggling up in bed and getting some shut eye after a very
That's
long.
right.
But thank you for taking some time to be on the Avetts and Beyond once again. Third time, three-time guest.
Third time.
Third time's
Yeah,
a
I'm
charm.
going for the record. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me again.
You got to
Great.
beat Dan Zlotnick's got 4 times right now, so we got to get you on again
Well,
before him, maybe.
we'll
Maybe
get
the
on.
other
I'll get on. I'll get on with Dan Zollik, Zlotnick one day.
and maybe the other Dan too, and then the other Cody Gentry, and we'll just have a very confusing conversation.
We're gonna do rap battle. It's gonna be great.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good night. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and hope you guys have a great time together.
Same to you, Todd. Thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Bye bye.
Bye.